Hi, welcome back to Mental Override. My name is Adam, and I'm here to teach you how to overcome fear and live intentionally. So today's topic I wanted to talk to you about is discipline. Discipline has been a part of my life. It always hasn't been a part of my life, but it's something that is learned and practiced. If you want to grow your discipline, you have to practice it. It has to be something that is consistent. Discipline involves consistency. It involves intention. It involves challenges. And it involves stretching who you become. And it involves doing something you haven't done. So you see, discipline proves that your goals matter more than your comfort, more than your excuses. Discipline overcomes fear in a lot of ways. It is a deliberate act that you choose in spite of fear, in spite of what you think the consequences might be. You see, discipline will give you your future. It equals your future because discipline is found in the habits that you have on a daily basis. And those habits, those choices define who you become. I think we are becoming the sum total of our habits, our choices, and our thoughts. And all of those are on repetition because of our discipline. Now, in the military, we have regimented standards. We have things that we have to do on a consistent basis, a particular way of doing things. All these small little acts of making your bed, standing at attention, left turn, right turn, loading, unloading weapon systems in a different particular manner, all build discipline and consistency. So you like to think of it as a bullet. You fire a bullet in a direction, and that bullet, with a little slight change over time, ends in a different area. And discipline is that continual choice, to propel yourself in the direction that you want to go. Now, discipline isn't without resistance. It isn't without difficulty. And I find that all of the challenges that we're facing in our life are there for a reason. Challenges give us contrast, and that contrast of something being easy and something being hard is what expands our character. You see, when we're doing something easy, it doesn't always require discipline. It can just require automation as a person. It can just require you to set it and forget it. But when you incur challenges, when you incur difficulty in your life, it is generally discipline that will overcome that challenge and teach you a lesson. It will reveal the lesson that you are there to learn in that challenge. For example, let's take a sports player. Let's take someone who is skiing. A steep hill will become more of a challenge, and the disciplined skier will take what he knows to enact different turns. In mountain biking, you could be on a very steep route. You'll have to be disciplined with your modulation of the braking in order not to lock it up, be scared, and crash. And that modulation allows you to have more control and to roll through the feature. So there's a lesson in the difficulties that we experience, and those difficulties expand our character. Now, in discipline, you have to consider attitude. Have you ever met someone who is angry and frustrated when they're going through a struggle? If you choose habits of gratitude, if you choose habits of thankfulness, and if you speak gratitude and appreciation, when you come to difficulties, you can look for the lessons. You can look for the lessons in your struggle. I know in my life, when I've experienced different struggles, sometimes I have to ask myself, what is the lesson here? What is the world trying to teach me? Because I'm struggling with what I'm trying to overcome, or I'm afraid of it. So sometimes fear itself is an indicator that there's a lesson for you to learn. Now, sometimes when we're trying to be disciplined, we feel like we fail. We feel like we've tried and it's not working. I think my perspective on failure is this. Failure is when you do something that you know is wrong and you choose to repeat it. See, in the military, we have this thing called test and adjust when we're shooting. And so you want to try different positions, different angles in order to shoot better or to accomplish something better. And I've kind of taken that to heart when it comes to my discipline. Sometimes you're doing something one way continually and you're not getting the result that you want. Sometimes you just need to practice that free throw shot 1,000 times to get what you want. But don't be afraid to test and adjust. You see, there is no failure. There's only different ways of learning. And if you have an attitude like that, discipline becomes a fantastic motivator and a great tool, because you're not beating yourself up every time you try something and you don't get the result that you want. See, discipline doesn't always mean you're going to get the result you want. Discipline isn't always correlated with the result, but it is directly correlated with your integrity as a person, with your ability to choose what you want to do. And that is what you're building. Sometimes you try something and it doesn't work. What took discipline to do that? Sometimes you try something and it does work, and it did take discipline to do that, and you get the result you want. But the test and adjust, all of this boils down to consistency and continually trying and attempting the goal that you want. So discipline, it's the bridge between where you are and where you want to be. Your habits, your routines, your intention will define who you become. So one of the questions we ask here at Mental Override is, what do I want? Why do I want it? What do I believe about what I'm trying to do or what I want? And what actions will I take to get there? So discipline is completely action orientated. The final step of acting, of doing something consistently, is how you're going to grow as a character, how you're going to grow as a person. One of the biggest examples I can give is self-care. Are you consistently stretching your body? Are you consistently giving yourself space to recover? Are you giving yourself consistent choices of self-love when you're choosing what to eat? We see all these little acts of discipline are bridges towards the life that you want to have. And the more you choose to love yourself, the more you choose to act intentionally, the more you choose an outcome in spite of fear, you choose actions in spite of fear, the more you build your discipline. And that discipline becomes like armor. It becomes like a giant motor that just has more power to help you overcome and do the things that you intend to do. So if you're considering discipline, write down below, what have you been disciplined in your life, and what has that discipline led to outcomes for you? For example, did you spend a year training for an event? Did you spend months and months learning to lift weights? Did you spend time journaling every day to write out what it is you truly want and re-aim your focus so that you can become the person you want to become? You see, our character is 100% reliable on our consistency and our discipline. Do you do the things you say you're going to do? Do you show up when you say you're going to show up? Do you care for the people you say you're going to care about? Our integrity is directly linked to our discipline, and that basically defines our character. So today, take some time. What could you add discipline to in your life? What could you choose to do, or what could you be disciplined in removing from your life in the act of minimalism? There's always an adding and the taking away that we can consider. I know for me, adding a self-care routine to my daily regimen, adding stretching to my daily regimen has changed my physical abilities, has changed my body, and has changed the way I look at myself for self-care. I'm able to reinforce how I love myself and care for myself with discipline. And finally, remember that discipline will enact challenges. Discipline is acting in the face of adversity, in the face of what is hard, so that you may overcome it. There's a lot of things in life that are easy and free, and a lot of the great things in life, like going to the mountaintop, they take discipline. So I encourage you to go all in on yourself. Be disciplined because you love yourself, so you can have the life that you want, so you can be the person you want to be, because we all know you got to live with yourself forever. And if you like what you heard here today, comment down below. I'd love to interact with you. Like, subscribe. I know the channel's new here, and I appreciate all the new followers, all the people who are tuning in here to these daily messages. I hope that they are giving you a new perspective on life, that you can be intentional about your life and not get caught up in the politics of the world, in the tell me vision, the television telling you what to buy, what to think, what to do, but to look into your own heart and ask, what kind of life, what kind of amazing life do I or you want to have? All right, thanks.